Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back to the Common Woman Podcast.
We got it?
It is episode 10.
Whoa.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear
It
that?
worked.
Applause. We got the applause back. Hey.
I was so anxious for it.
Yes.
I was like, are you playing it? Are you playing it?
You know, because this is episode 10, we had to, we had to bring the applause back. You know, because this is a monumental situation we got going on here.
It is.
Episode 10.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Double digits.
Woohoo.
Okay. You got it. There it is.
Cheers to all you out there on the podcasting platforms and YouTube. What happened? Oh, sorry. Anyway, so we're in the double digits now. We are excited, and we're happy to have our friend Jasmine here on the sideline.
Hey.
She's excited with us. So let me get to the introductions. I'm Cortnie, your host. I'm joined by my lovely, lovely bestie,
Melissa.
and my amazing husband on the boards off to the side.
Hey.
Babe. Babe himself. So, you know, since it's the 10th episode, we wanted to celebrate by dedicating part of this podcast to our listeners and watchers. So we put out some posts asking for people to ask questions that they would like us to address on today's episode. So thank you to everybody who did reach out. We got a couple questions, and we're going to get into them.
Let's do it.
Ahora.
All right.
So our first question comes from Westlyn. She asked about last episode we talked about trust and was it trust and fear? No. Sexual soul ties, casual sex, and intimacy.
Yeah.
So she said, Ari the guilt in episode 9. Do you think it was guilt or more so being comfortable or secure with yourself that made sex better? I think that question was meant for me.
It was 100% meant for you.
Wow.
So I guess she's referring to when I said it took me a while to really like settle into like not feeling guilty after I got married. Yeah. So yeah, it was actually both. It was being able to talk to my husband about how I felt and like just communicating with him about what we both like and feeling more confident in that area. So that definitely helped. But the guilt was a big, huge part of it. So I finally just like dropped it off after just talking to him about it for a while. So, you know, I'm all good now. Right, babe?
Now she's a freak.
Oh. Ooh. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I didn't.
I need to bring the applause back.
Yeah,
I don't know what to
your
say to
delayed
that.
clap.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Okay. If I was lighter, I would be blushing right now. So
I
on
can
to the
see it
next
from
question.
here.
Okay, so she also said, soulmate? Think you can have more than one. Not 20, but definitely a second one. Soulmates can be for that period in your life. What do you think about that, Mel?
Why can't you have 20? I still don't know how I feel about soulmates. I just think that you have just different connections with different people, and I think you choose each other. That's what I think.
I agree with that, but I still believe that there's just one person. No one is swaying me from this because there's been a couple people who disagree with the one soulmate thing. Yeah, but I definitely believe that.
I feel like you guys you're not a rare couple, but you have this very intense, relationship. So I would understand you feeling that way. Mm-hmm. But for the rest of us, no, thank you. Not the case.
I don't think we're unique, though. I think that there's someone for everyone. I just think that we make the wrong decisions when it comes to our partners that we choose. Because you're right, we do choose who we are going to be with. But some of us be choosing the wrong people. So, that plays a factor into it.
Multiple times.
Yeah. I definitely did.
It's all good.
But hey, we all have our opinions for a reason. This podcast would be super boring if everybody just agreed with what we said. Okay. Thank you for your question, Wesley, or questions. Appreciate it. Okay. So we had another question from a man. Okay. Which is exciting. He didn't want us to say who he was.
Okay. That's cool.
But he said, what do you call him a punk?
Don't do that because we got a big welcome.
And he's one of your biggest fans
too.
All right.
We got to welcome the question.
My bad.
It's all good.
Yes, the Common Woman podcast is here for the men's too. Okay, so he said, someone who got out of a very long relationship, say 10 years, is it wrong if they fall in love with someone else in a short period of time?
I wonder what's a short period of time?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you just had to have really worked through the emotions and gotten over the previous relationship. Right. Because if not, then you're rebounding.
Right.
And you're bringing that with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like you've dealt with it, then cool.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if you even have to ask the question. Is there something there?
Yeah,
is it really love?
If you have to ask the question, you're still feeling the other person.
Yeah.
Because maybe just some guilt. Like, I feel like when you first get out of a relationship, you still kind of feel tied to that person. Even though it's over, you still have a little guilt when you're moving on. It's weird.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's understandable. And it also depends on the type of relationship that prior relationship was. Was it 10 years of just dating? Was it a 10-year long marriage? What was it? You know, I feel like that's a big adjustment to go from that, like being married and getting divorced and then getting into another relationship.
Unless you had mentally checked out long before.
True.
But if you didn't, and I don't know. He knows.
Yeah. Well, you've gone through that, babe.
Yeah, if you're questioning it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. If you have to question that, that means you're still in that. You're still feeling that person. If you're over it, there's no reason.
You're over it, yeah.
You just move forward.
And honestly, when you find the right person and you really fall in love with them, you're not really thinking about, is it too soon or not? Like, you just are going with the flow, and it just feels right.
A factor.
Yeah, it just feels right.
So it sounds like there still might be a tie there.
Yeah, you might need to check. Do you have a soul tie?
Sage it out. No.
And Mel, a wise woman once said that after you have a breakup, you have to cleanse yourself from that. You have to allow yourself
you have to mourn it.
You
have to mourn it. If you don't mourn it, then how are you really? It doesn't work to go. What do they say? To lay under someone else? What
to get over someone else.
You got to get under someone else. That doesn't work.
What was that, babe?
In light of the parade coming up this weekend.
You got to put it in there.
Spanish, go.
I love when you speak Spanish. You should do that more often on this podcast.
Or on the side for the freak.
For the freak. And then you're going to call me that? Give.
Oh!
That wasn't nice.
Oh, man.
Whatever.
Moving on. So, our girl Blondie_rocks, she asked, "What's up, girls? Enjoying the podcast on the road on the way home from work. Who would you like to have as your next guest?"
We want a single man who has his stuff together to come in here and tell us what it is they're looking for in a partner. And maybe a little bit of their dating experience. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That's what I would like.
I honestly don't really know too many single men that have their stuff together. So I would love to hear that perspective,
So that's that episode.
We know you're out there. So hit us up.
Episode 20 never.
That's sad.
That was a good one. That's sad. Episode 20 never.
We do do know one man who will remain nameless.
Don't put him on the spot.
He'll remain nameless. But we're trying to get him. We're trying to work on him to get him on the show.
He's so private and shy.
Whatever.
Sheesh.
Come on, man.
Damn.
Can help a lot of people. All right. So we have another interesting, it's more like a scenario. Cecily, my cousin, she wrote us an email. I'll just give like a Cliff Notes version. She had mentioned her friend, her husband has a friend who got with a woman who was 10 years younger than him. And she had a kid already before him. And they ended up getting married, having another kid. She was acting a fool, cheating, while he was at home raising the kids, both kids. You know,
hell no.
Yeah, and she's supposed to be going to school,
this wine.
and so he ended up leaving her because of that, but then ended up taking her back.
Damn.
Wow.
And she did the same thing, partying all the time and stuff like that. So, Cecily and her husband are kind of like, they have different opinions as to whether it's a maturity thing or is it a character thing. So she said her husband tends to think that it's a maturity thing because she's 10 years younger than him. And Cecily thinks that that's just who she is. I agree with my cousin. I agree with Cecily. Because I feel like, okay.
She just don't give a shit about this man.
Yes.
So that's all it is.
That's
because
it.
I'm not going to say that it's a character flaw that she can't get a check for somebody she really wants to be with and loves.
Exactly.
She does not care about this man.
She's being selfish.
It sounds like he got a character flaw where he keeps staying with an abusive woman.
Right.
Why are you taking her back?
Right.
And why are you staying in a situation where she's still out here doing
whatever?
So,
yeah, that's messed up. That's really messed up. And you got kids, and he took in your kid like it was his own, and you gotta do that. That's selfish. That's selfishness. And there's people out there that will see that type of person and will exploit them and take advantage of that and be like, well, I know what I can get away with, so I'm gonna keep getting away with it as long as he lets me get away with it. So it's just really sad. It's really sad. So I definitely, it's not a maturity thing.
It's on him. He needs to go.
It's definitely,
He needs to go.
Yeah, he definitely does.
She ain't it.
Yeah. She's not. And it's not a maturity thing either, because me and my husband are 10 years apart. I'm younger. I'm not out here doing crazy stuff like that. I never was, So it's either you're like that or you're not, I believe.
I think if you're like a party person who likes taking out and do things, if it's the right man, he's gonna get you in check. It just is what it is.
Yeah, but somebody else shouldn't have to get you in check. No,
I agree, but sometimes that's what it is.
But I feel like, I also think that a good man, like if you're not acting right and you out here doing crazy stuff, you're not going to attract a man like that. If you know what I mean, like a man who wants to really settle down. Well, I can't really say that because
she attracted him. Yeah.
I can't say that.
But there's something lacking in him that he...
Maybe he's not confident enough to move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
And what made him get with that type to begin with, though?
Yeah.
Maybe he likes something in her, but he's not strong enough to go somewhere else.
Wow. Well, Cecily, that's something to talk about with your friend.
Tell him to tune in, girl. We'll handle it.
Word.
Run.
So thank you to everybody. We heard from some other people just commenting on our last episode. So as always, we really appreciate hearing from everyone. So thank you for reaching out. We do read everything. And we hope that you are enjoying the podcast, and we'll keep continuing to listen. So on to our next subject. We're going to talk about social media, jealousy, and social media. I mean, social media in and of itself is such a big topic. It's changed like how we are as people, how we interact, how our relationships are, how our lives are in general.
Put a lot of people on blast.
Yeah.
That's what it did.
Yeah, it really did. I feel like it exploits everyone's insecurities too.
It does. It does.
It's just crazy.
It's an evil place.
Yeah,
I like it. But it's an evil place.
I know. I like it a little too much. Babe gets mad at me because I'm looking at social.
On that bad boy.
I'm not as bad as I used to be, though. I swear. So I, as usual, took some polls. Did I say it right? I took some polls.
I was sitting here thinking, like, what was it again?
Yeah.
What was it before?
I struggled. Did a poll?
Oh, I did a poll.
I struggle with it every single time. I literally have to do a lot of mental gymnastics just to say it the right way. It's crazy. Okay. So do you find yourself checking your partner's social media excessively?
What was the result?
6% said yes. 94% said no.
Nice.
I thought it was going to be more.
Okay.
Y'all ain't being honest.
For real. I think that's what it is.
Maybe it's 94 do.
Unless we have 94% of our people are evolved and past that stage in their life.
Vibrating
but
higher.
I doubt it, and I think y'all are lying.
I do too. Because I'm not going to lie. I stalked your page out a couple times. And you know what? You got to be careful when you do that, because when you go looking for something, you going to find it.
That's why I don't look anymore. I've evolved past this. But we'll tap back into my old stories when I was in this.
I have a story about something I found too.
I don't look. I know whatever's in the dark is going to come to light. I'm not looking for it.
True.
Unless you really give me a reason to look.
Right.
Then I'm going to look.
Because you can make something out of anything on social media nowadays. It's crazy. It's dangerous. Okay. The second one was, is there a little envy when scrolling social media and seeing happy couples? So 25% said yes, 75% said no.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We got a message from Megan, who specifically commented on that in terms of feeling a little bit envious. She actually didn't say it was envy. She said it's not envy because she's happy, but more like envious of cool things that they're doing and the perfect life from the outside.
So we had to laugh today because we're in the office and Cortnie read this to me. And I went and I looked at her and I was like, no, you can't. You're not allowed to say that. You've been to Thailand like 3 times. I've had to watch you feed elephants. You cannot make this comment invalid.
Yeah.
Your feelings don't matter. Your feelings don't matter on this. And then, she explained. But then she explained, and I said, okay, no, okay, you're good then. She said, what did she say? She said that she's talking about friends who are in the process of like building a home and things like that. That makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I get it too. I definitely I get envious of other people's like bodies, like
clearly
the in shape bodies.
Clearly the vacations bother me because I was like, you don't get to do that. I went straight to her vacation. So clearly I'm jealous of your vacations. FYI.
I've been getting jealous too. I'm like, where y'all at?
Sorry. So you said the bodies, people's bodies?
Yeah. When I see like all those like people who are like fitness, like, toned abs and just look great or lost a lot of weight. Like I get envious of that because that's always been like a struggle for me. So it's like I see myself in my head like I'm one of those people. Like I got a flat stomach and a 6-pack and everything. But reality is like, nah, girl, you ain't there yet.
Silly. You are so silly.
But it's all right because it's not anything I can't do or can't control. It's
I just have a bigger, lower 6-pack.
Wait, what?
I'm so mad at that.
What?
That just doesn't. I can't.
I'm confused.
Oh my god!
And I'm not gonna ask any more questions.
No. Just we won't touch on that. So this is a struggle. This one. Do you think social media has a negative effect on a relationship? It was split right down the middle, 50-50.
Okay.
I guess it depends, Sometimes it can affect you negatively. Sometimes it doesn't, affect you at all. Like, see, he learned because he does not like post on social media or anything because early on in our relationship, I was stalking his page, and he had some girl comment on one of his things, and he commented back, "See, I knew we always had a connection." I was like, "What? What you mean? Connection? What you talking about?" I was like, "You don't even tell me you got a connection with me like that. What are you talking about like that?" "Oh, that was my best friend from back in the days." I was like, "But
wait, babe,
I'm sure you know about it.
Babe, did you say that you had a connection?"
He said that.
Oh, that was sloppy.
Yeah, it was not. I didn't mean anything by it.
I know, but
you meant that you guys always had a connection. Y'all was always on the same page. Y'all was like dumb. Right here.
That was so dumb.
Y'all was on the same wavelength
she was
all
super
day.
Jealous back then.
I'm still hot about it.
She's She's still hot in the other episode.
Like 12 years later.
About opposite sex friendship. She's just
look. I'm not gonna lie. I get jealous. I'm gonna sit here and just own up. I get jealous. I'm a little bit insecure. I get jealous. He didn't do nothing wrong, but it's like I don't want to hear you. Can you imagine, babe, if I commented on Jerome's post saying, you know, we always had such a great connection.
I was wondering why she picked that name too. I sat here like Jerome.
That sounded pretty racist.
It's the quickest thing I can think of. Why you gotta be racist? Jerome could be like,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Who can Jerome be?
He can be anybody.
Yeah. Y'all act like y'all know this Jerome character, and I need to be in the know.
Ain't no Jerome. Just like Tyrone, Erykah Badu's song. Okay, well, how would you feel if I had said?
No, I understand.
Tyrone. I've loved the connection that we've always had from day one.
I get it. I wasn't thinking about it like that. So that was my bad.
He uses his head now, so it's all right.
Then I saw a picture. I don't even think this was on social media. I saw a picture of him with one of his coworkers, and he had his arm around her waist. I was like, bro. That territory, you can't.
Jasmine said the hands would have came out.
So now all my pictures are with my hands in the air.
You better put it on the shoulder. No, there was a picture that went on social media. I forgot who it was, where the guy took a picture and his arm was floating over her shoulder. It wasn't touching it; it was floating. That's what I want. Just pretend she's a little taller. Don't touch her. Just don't touch her. Don't touch. Just don't touch.
Don't even lean in.
Lean out. If anything, lean out.
Like almost out of the picture, right?
Yes. Don't even take the picture.
Oh, you see that?
Abort mission. Opt out of this shit altogether.
Like, nope. Sorry, can't take any pictures.
No photos, please.
Not happening.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'd be on
funny.
one.
It's funny.
That made me tear. That actually made me tear.
He loves it. He be telling me all the time stuff to make me like.
I know. I remember the time that he told you there was a chick in the office.
That smell me, that one.
What happened? I just remember that there's a new chick and she's checking me out, and Cortnie was like, "Somebody checking him out."
Yeah, because she clearly liked him.
She was tight, and I was like, "Do we need to do a drive-by though?"
I was like,
"I'm game to go to the office and say
I'm gonna get all pretty and everything. We coming through." Yo, I did actually.
No, rah-rah. Just come in and say hello.
Yeah.
I'm the wife, and I'll be like, "I'm the best friend. We just came to say what's up, make our presence known, and roll out."
Throw the
eye.
She's gone now, thank God. Nah. I mean, she had a whole family and was married, but
don't trust family bitches. Because this guy was telling me about how his boss married for 11 years or 8 years, carrying on an 8-year relationship with a side chick who is also married.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
Yo, these people out here just
don't be trusting anybody.
Yeah, that's grimy.
Yeah.
She was pregnant too. I was like, that don't mean nothing.
I almost said some hurt shit. But
yeah, don't even say it.
I almost said something like,
I'm pretty sure I know what you were gonna say.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Then she's gonna get mad all over again.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm. No more. We're good.
Yeah, social media is crazy though. Like it really. We watched a video that talked about how it's actually detrimental to relationships now because it's putting out like a false sense of what a relationship is supposed to be like.
And so people are opting out of good relationships, trying to strive for something that they think is real. You're shaking your head.
You don't agree?
We've already had a false standard for relationships. Movies, TV.
True.
Very true.
Very true. So now it's just that they were also saying it's just the fact that there's so many people that are accessible. So it's like there's
dating
that false,
yeah.
There's that, and then you're just like, if it's not working out, I'm just gonna go and get the next one. I'll just go, exactly.
Swipe right. I don't know, it's left or right. You can swipe away and where it's a yes.
Is it swipe right?
I don't know if it's left or right. I know in the songs they say swipe left, but I don't know which way. Anyway, it's a swipe. It's a swipe somewhere.
To the like side.
To the like side.
To the like side. That makes it easier. But Jasmine is right, though. It's, there's always been like this false idea of what a relationship is supposed to be like. There's these false timelines. You touched on that like in one of the earlier episodes about how we're expected to get into a relationship, get married, have a kid on these like really strict timelines.
Own a house. It's like
own a house. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be married by like 25. Definitely have your baby by 30. Mm-hmm. And then like have your house by 35.
But you know what? It's not a realistic timeline because everybody goes through life in different stages. Everybody learns different lessons at different times in their life. And that is what sets you up to be in the place to be in a really healthy relationship. So if that doesn't happen for you until later in life, then you're going to feel like you're like behind the ball when you're really just following the trajectory of your life and the right timeline for your life. So it's like, you really have to remember that and just go with that. Like, okay, this is the right time for me.
I was stuck in that since 25.
Yeah.
I think it's because my mother's been married since my mother's been married since her 20s. So it was always like, what the hell? And so that always would stay with me constantly.
Yeah.
And everything was a timeline. It was like, all right, I'll get in this relationship. I gotta be married by 2 years. At least engaged by 2 years. And so these things were always constantly racing through my head.
Man, that's a lot of pressure to put on.
It is. I dropped it now. We good. But good. but it was a lot. It was a lot. It was rough. It was annoying. I hated it.
And it doesn't help when you have that pressure added on from your parents or from your family members or whoever it is. Or just being around all of your friends who may be in a relationship, married, have a house, kids, all that. If you're the one in the group that doesn't, I'm sure that feels like pressure too. And you feel like you have to be down with the crew or whatever. I was just going to say something I can't say. I'll tell you off camera because
don't go offending people. I know that's right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna sip my wine.
Having babies for the wrong reason. It was along that line. Yeah. No, don't be out here having babies just to have a baby because you want a baby. Like,
yeah, that doesn't work.
Yo, don't do that. Nah. Yo, I say it I feel like I say it every podcast. I love and adore my child so much, and I'm married to a man that I love. And it is so hard to have a child. We have one. I don't know how people have more than one. And I definitely want another one. But good God. It is the hardest job you will have in your life. Yeah. It is a lot of work. And you have to give up yourself, like part of yourself. You have to give up part of yourself. That's right. You don't get to, you know how you get to come home and chill? Like, take a nap.
Jasmine and I literally had this conversation today in my kitchen. I said, oh my God, Jazz, I've gotten to a point that I don't know if I want it anymore. Like I'm on the fence. I do and I don't.
Why?
I don't know. It's a lot. I have a very zen and a peaceful life. Like, I really do. I don't, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And I also don't have the relationship and the things that I want to back it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and again, I'm not going to pressure myself to get that because I'm good. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, and I guess I just kind of got to a place where it's like it's fine. If it doesn't, I'm good.
Yeah. I feel like that might change for you when you meet the right person, though.
Maybe.
Because I feel like you're amazing with children. You're amazing with kids. And I feel like I thought that was something you always wanted.
Maybe I'm meant to have a daycare. Who knows?
I could see that too. I could totally see that too.
I don't know.
But you don't have to have one or the other either.
I do love kids. Yeah. I don't know. It's not like it used to be. I used to really feel so passionately about it. I have to have a baby. I have to get married. I have to have a baby. And it just, I don't know where it went. It's not something that I have to have.
Is it because you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment if it doesn't happen?
Maybe I'm just not acknowledging that. I don't know. Or maybe I just accepted it if it didn't.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel like I've made peace with the idea. I know that I'll be fine either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I see you being a mom.
Okay. I hear you.
I see it. I don't know because you have that spirit.
We'll see. Stay tuned, y'all.
But don't get me wrong. I don't want to discourage anybody from having kids. Yeah. Like having a child. Yeah, me too. I'm on fire. Woo. It is hot down here today.
This wine isn't helping.
No, there's something. They got like hot peppers in this wine or something. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yo, I hope I don't look real glistening.
I'm about to have that sweat stash on the camera.
My ears are all sweaty underneath these headphones.
It's tempranillo.
Oh.
It's
all right, sorry.
You're feeling real Puerto Rican today.
That's what it's called. It's called tempranillo.
Okay.
The wine.
Oh.
Hey.
Is that ours? Or you guys brought that?
I told you it's yours.
Oh.
For the ninth
See,
time.
I thought you did, but I couldn't remember. You know the way my memory is set up. Sorry.
It's a good wine. I really enjoy it.
It is very good.
I really like it.
It is very good.
It's not so bad.
I'm about to drink Cortnie's. No, I'll probably say Jasmine. She doesn't really drink.
We drank the whole thing?
No, she has a lot left.
We have.
No, she thinks she's drinking it.
But that was the end of the bottle. Oh, darn it.
I'll help you.
Darn it.
Anyway.
If you guys would like to donate wine to the podcast, please
hey.
send it to us.
Dry only. Okay. Yes. Sorry. I cut you off to say I'm hot. I'm sorry.
No,
I was just really hot. I needed to just
I'm
express that.
I'm on fire too. But yeah, no, I really don't mean to, detract anybody from having a child because it is one of the greatest things that's happened to me and my husband. So it's a life-changing event. It's very rewarding. It's beautiful to watch a little human grow up and to see yourself in them too, like see the little personality that they have. It's wonderful, but it's a lot of work. So that's why I say I feel like you should, if you can, because not every situation is ideal. Things happen. But if you can, wait until you get into a situation that is secure with the right person, if you can.
We can't even say that anymore. A lot of people are using the scientific route.
Right. And that's a whole other topic.
Just then have your stuff together. Have all your ducks in a row. I hope there's a male figure for that child.
Right. Because I feel
personally,
like...
but,
I don't... yeah, I'm not going to give my opinion, but I feel like it's a difficult. I could understand how if you don't have someone and you really, really want a child, wanting to go that route, but I feel like there's a reason why everything was designed the way it was designed. And I feel like sometimes it's better to let things happen naturally, and if it doesn't happen naturally, it's for a reason. But this is coming from someone who already has a child. I can't really say anything. So, I don't want to offend anybody because I know that's a very sensitive topic. And, my heart goes out to anyone who really is trying to have a child.
I say if you do it, just don't be in a situation of struggle. Don't bring a child in it, but you don't really have the means to care for this child, and you don't have even a male figure to just be around this child. I feel it should be
important.
a woman and a man.
Yeah, it's important.
So just have that. Just make sure you have that.
Yeah.
That's all.
The mother and the father, or the male and female figure,
uncle, grandpa, just whatever
in the child's
it is,
life
just
is very, very important.
Figure.
We all provide different things, to the children's life. So it's very important, and make sure that you're emotionally ready for that if that's what you want to do.
We went way off social media, huh?
We did. I don't know how we got here.
Let's bring it on back.
Roll it in.
Bring it on back.
Yeah, so we were talking about the unrealistic expectations of relationships and how social media perpetuates that. And I feel like it's important to talk about what relationships are really like. Like, it's not all rainbows and flowers and butterflies for Melissa to stomp on that I talk about. Right. It's you go through rough times, you fight. Like, if you're not fighting in your relationship, then something's wrong. Like, it's normal to fight. Like, yeah, there's boundaries and limits you shouldn't cross when you're fighting, but you're gonna fight. Like, you're two humans and you have your own will and your own desires and things you want. It's gonna clash eventually. So you can grow from fighting. Actually, you can learn things about the other person, and it's just how you manage those fights, how you deal with them, and come to a resolution. That's how you have a healthy relationship, if you do it the right way. But it's not supposed to be perfect. You got to learn how to compromise, because a lot of people get into relationships and they feel like it's all about them. They don't think about the other person. You got to compromise, and, don't compromise to a point where it's going to be negative for you, but compromise on things that, you can have a little bit of leeway on, and they can have a little leeway. If you see that your partner is compromising, do the same too, You can't just be one-sided, and there's things that happen. Finances, you got a house, you have to pay for your roof to get replaced. We just went through that.
But we didn't fight about it, though.
We didn't fight about it. We was just like, this just got to get done.
Like, damn, that hurt.
Yeah. We did actually fight about it.
Did we?
Because I was telling you that we should use a certain store, and you was like, I told you 50 times we ain't using that store. I was like, bro, why you gotta yell at me like that? That's what the fight sounded like.
Your voice, your imitations are so crazy.
Have you heard the way he imitates me?
You made him grouchy, but then you made yourself manly too. It's just very,
you gotta hear the way he imitates me. He puts on this really high pitched voice. I was like, really? That's what I sound like?
You do.
That's what I sound
do
like.
It.
I can't do it now. I gotta be in that moment, yo.
do it
He's done it on the podcast before.
He has.
Yeah, I don't think anybody picked up on it.
It's either that or the wah wah wah. That's all I hear from her sometimes.
Oh,
what, babe?
Whatever.
Wah, wah, wah.
We about to fight after this
Charlie
podcast.
Brown?
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Don't get beat up.
Yeah,
for real.
Don't
But
leave.
you know what? There's a lot of stuff that happens in life that if you don't have a strong foundation in a relationship, how you gonna deal with it? People die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you deal with grief.
People died. I was like, wait, who died? What just happened?
Where did this go from?
I didn't really expect her to say that. I think that's why they caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what? What?
Who died?
I mean, like, you like, we dealt with a death in our family, and like, he had to be there for me grieving over my mom dying. That was hard. Like, if he wasn't equipped to be there for me, and if I wasn't like aware of how I was grieving, and like, that could have went really bad, it could have really like messed up our relationship, our marriage. So you gotta think about these things. There's a lot of stuff that kids, we talked about kids already. In-laws, if you don't like your in-laws,
That's true. If you don't get along with your in-laws, it's a wrap.
That's a problem. I've heard so many stories about in-laws, and like how like the wife won't get along with the husband's mother.
That's crazy to me.
Cause it's like that's
how did we get this far not getting along with the mom?
Yeah.
You just don't go to the house.
Because if
lack of respect,
if the guy I'm with doesn't get along with my dad, you're gone.
Exactly.
You're gone.
Exactly.
I once checked the ex who this is a long time ago. I lived with my parents, and he came with me over, and he walked by my brother and didn't say anything. And we got to the room and I turned around and I said,
in a
you
Spanish
better turn.
household?
I said, you better turn around and go greet my brother.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You don't walk in this house and walk past him and not say anything.
Good for you for checking him on that.
Yeah, no. We don't get down like that. So he had to go greet him. Yikes.
Yeah, you don't want that strife. You do not want that strife. You need as much support as you can, especially when you have kids and stuff. But then even aside from that, like exes, like what if you're in a relationship with someone who has a baby mama or an ex-wife, you know what I'm saying? Like you're going to have to deal with those relationships.
I just feel like as long as, I mean, if you're both co-parenting and you have that good relationship and there's nothing going on, then there should be no strife.
Right.
It should be very clean. It should be very clean. If there is, then there's something going on and this is a suspect situation. Someone got feelings and something needs to be checked.
Yeah.
So you think in a situation where a baby mother is acting crazy towards the father that they might have feelings?
What's the topic? Is it financial? Because is he not doing his part financially and you're riffing at him, or is
he's doing everything he's supposed to do.
Okay, and what's the problem?
But she just got a problem with everything, like just causing issues like all the time.
She still want it. I don't think there's any other way to she want it.
And she's mad because they moved on.
Yeah, that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me.
Have you ever heard of it the other way around? Because I always feel like it's the woman who always acts up with the dude, the father. Have you ever heard of it where the man is like acting crazy and like spreading lies about the woman and like messing things up for their relationship?
I'm sure it exists, but I don't know of it, but I'm sure it exists. Because do you know how many times I've heard a man say my crazy ex?
Yeah.
Okay, mofo. I'm sure you played a crazy ass part yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy it. So.
But what if she really was crazy though?
You probably made her crazy.
Oh, why is it always got to be the guy though?
Okay, because it's y'all. It's just y'all. That's it.
What if she's just crazy?
But it's not. Some can be.
Yeah, that's what
some
I'm
can
saying.
be, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are reacting based on circumstances that you put them in. Stop going around calling everybody crazy. Yes, trust me, because I've gotten backstories from dudes, and I'm like, oh God, guy, you did that.
Yeah,
you did that. I'd have spazzed on you too.
If they did that, that's another story. But I don't think you can call it like most guys do that. I don't think that's true. That's just like saying most women do something, and it's not true.
Word.
You so extra. A lot of guys, okay? A lot. Okay? A lot. I'm a generalizing chick. I generalize you. Cortnie don't like it. I love it.
Yeah, man. This social media thing is crazy, though. It really, like, people just put their best face forward and just perpetrate a lie. Yeah. Like, you really don't know a lot about these people's lives just by watching a 1-minute video. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear about what just recently happened with Beyonce and Jay-Z, that clip? Where she was
her
sitting.
face was so funny though.
She was sitting and did you see that clip, babe?
No, I didn't
you see it, Jasmine?
Yes, all she did was scoot over.
Yes.
A big deal out of everything.
Yo, it was crazy because
they
she was
caught
sitting...
the perfect facial expression change though, and I'm sure it's just her natural. It's your natural bitch face, but
yeah,
it was perfect timing to go from smiling to like.
But for those who don't know what we're talking about, Jay-Z and Beyonce were at a game and they were sitting next to each other, and next to Beyonce was the wife of the basketball team's owner or something like that. So they were like smiling. Jay-Z and Beyonce were smiling and waving at somebody, and then right after that, the lady sitting next to Beyonce leaned over Beyonce to say something to Jay-Z. And the way that Beyonce's face looked was like, if this chick don't get out from my face, and like, why are you leaning over me to talk to my man? Like, she had that face like, you just better. And all she did was scoot over just a little bit in her chair, and everybody was like, oh, she shoulder checked this chick. Like, they went in. They went in.
They said that?
Yeah, they were like, yo, you saw her give her the shoulder?
I didn't see that. I just saw her face change.
She just wanted to make sure that wasn't the other Becky with the good hair.
Yeah. Her name is Nicole Curran
or
something like that. So I just saw a video today saying that the woman, Nicole Current, had to put down or take down her IG account because she was getting death threats.
Oh,
from the beehive.
God. The fact that there's even a beehive. Sit down. This is just so ridiculous.
Hey, we're too small.
That's so ridiculous, though, to be up under someone you don't know like this. Okay.
Yeah. It's really sad. Like, it brought this woman to tears. And you know what's funny?
This poor lady
all she did was ask him if he wanted lime in his soda. Damn. And if you look back at the video, you see her saying lime, and he was like shaking his head. That's all, because they invited them to the game. So she was asking him and Beyonce if they wanted something to drink. So she was just confirming.
Beyonce should be checking this situation.
Her publicist is. Her publicist was like, if you claim to love her as much as you do, then you have to love everybody. Like, the person that you love would not appreciate the way that you're handling
Lesson
the
of
situation.
the day. Don't offer Jay-Z no lime. Leave that man alone.
Just keep your hands up,
Don't even
Jay-Z.
say hi. Just keep it moving.
That's another one. Just
Walk
like
with your hands in the air,
dipping
homie.
out the picture. Just don't even lean over. Just use sign language.
I wouldn't even take a picture with him. I'm good.
Ask your husband to ask what y'all want to drink. I couldn't believe that. Like, it's crazy how people misconstrue like a little tiny clip.
I didn't know. I only saw that little video. I didn't know
that.
about comments or nothing.
Yeah, that people ran with that. And when I
funny.
first saw the clip, the comment from, I think it was Shade Room, they didn't even say anything like, oh, Beyonce was shading. They were just like, oh, Beyonce and Jay-Z had a game. And the social medias went with it. Just ran. I was like, wow.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Yeah. So that's what I have on that.
Okay. Back at the ranch.
So, you know, it's funny. The whole podcast was supposed to be about jealousy and social media, but I feel like it went like completely left.
We kept going
like
different
left,
direction,
right, up, down.
We did different
around
rants.
and around.
This was the 10th
but you know what? It's the 10th,
episode.
so we could just talk whatever we want.
Yeah,
right.
whatever.
We could do a follow up to the jealousy on social media and follow it up with something else next time. But
jealousy, period. That's a whole nother. I got a lot to say about
There's
jealousy.
Yeah.
We could do that one next time. I don't like the way you did that.
I'm just agreeing with her.
I don't like the way you did that. It was too much force in that.
No, it was the mic.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was like Courtney's, hey.
Yeah, I watched that so many times. I fell out laughing.
Oh my God.
It reminds me. Sometimes the energy just ain't. You know what you didn't look up?
Oh. How do I forget affirmations when affirmations are a weekly thing? I can't get it together. We're going to have to keep talking.
We're going to get it,
Fridays.
So you know what? I was thinking, even though we kind of got off the topic, like, I feel like jealousy is rooted in insecurity.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
It is.
Right?
I agree.
That's what it is, right? That's where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So I must be a little insecure. I don't know why.
No, I don't know why.
Why are people insecure?
I think it's because you have an ideal in your head of what you should be, where you should be at, what you should look like, whatever.
Who should be talking to my man who shouldn't be?
That too. But besides that,
right, Jasmine?
yo, I need another dude in here. I'm outnumbered. But
for real.
Word.
Get your man.
Yeah.
Get your man.
But yeah, I think if, when you have that ideal in your head, if you don't see it in the mirror, for instance, because, let's deal with the physical part. You're going to feel insecure right there. And you're going to think, he's going to go with this other chick that looks like the image I have in my head or something like that.
I mean, for me, that's not the case. I'm
just
not really
saying,
worried about that.
Some women are like that, though.
I just don't trust these hoes.
Yeah, but
I do not trust them.
what about the dude?
No, I trust you.
That doesn't mean that just because she's old.
I still don't want them near you. I know it's unrealistic, but it's just like.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
She said territorial, not jealousy.
I don't know if I like that. I like it and I don't like it because territorial sounds so bad. Your mind, like you're an object.
Yeah. Jasmine's territorial.
Yeah. Maybe I am then. Maybe I think I'm territorial and jealous. It is what it is.
That's fine.
It's because I love you so much. I just don't want anybody to be there, y'all. Melissa's like, I'm done with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm all the way done with y'all.
She's like,
I thought about stopping on butterflies, but it's all good. I'm good today. I'm good today.
Okay.
No, I was
got on
like,
a nice bright flowery shirt.
Is this? Thank you. It's new. No.
Nah.
Damn, y'all. I really should have put in this work on this.
This is something we usually do in pre-production.
I slack so much. I'm so sorry.
You know, now you get to see how it works, how the magic happens. Okay, this wine.
I think that's what's slowing me down too, and I'm hot. It's
got me really hot. Are you hot, Jasmine?
Well, it is like it's warmer in here though, but
it's not even that hot outside. I feel like it's the lights.
Maybe the lights. So.
The lights.
Oh God.
Did you want to add anything to? You know what, babe? What I've always wondered. Why don't you post on social media?
You know what? It doesn't really call to me. I rarely look at it myself, so it's like, when I get an alert, you know, I'll look at it, but I don't. If I post like 4 times, it's a lot.
Do you go on Instagram and like? You do you stalk his likes?
No, I didn't even think to do that.
Oh,
I can't. Nope, I'm not doing it to myself. I'm not doing it to myself.
I don't even go on Instagram.
He doesn't go on Instagram. He doesn't even really know how to check DMs.
I don't know how to do
that's good. Good. Don't learn.
Facebook,
keep it that way.
Facebook's the only one I know how to use, and barely.
Okay, good. Nobody's on Facebook.
You be following like whiskey and cigar pages and stuff like that.
I don't follow, and I just follow just to see what they post. I don't post anything to it.
Yeah.
It's rare that I'll be like, oh, hi, or something. Nah.
Is that how you hear people's voices that post?
Yeah, exactly how I hear it. That's exactly how I hear it.
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, exactly.
Another day in the office. I'm telling you. All right.
I'm having fun. I don't want to end it.
You want to keep talking shit? All right.
I don't have anything else to say. I was just having fun.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little tipsy.
I'm gonna save my jealousy story. I'm gonna save my jealousy stories for next week.
Why? Oh, so we're gonna do jealousy next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just decided we're doing jealousy next week, so get it together, y'all.
Yes.
Hit us up.
Yes.
I got some. I was crazy in my heydays.
Yeah, heydays.
Is that the phrase? Am I wrong? It is, right?
It is. You still in your heyday, girl? I mean, in a good way.
No. I'm washed, right?
Washed.
I'm home. I'm that home chick now. I just want to be home.
With
Unless I'm doing something productive. Other than that, it's like, no cats. No pets. I don't want the responsibility of pets. I don't think I'll ever be.
No.
Catch me on a flight before you catch me with a dog or something.
Yeah. You know how much it costs to put a dog in a kennel when you go on vacation?
I'm not doing any of that. I'm
still mad about it.
I don't even want to fish. You lucky I got plants. I'm about that plant life. That's not it.
Yo, your plant died though.
Wow. You couldn't even keep the plant alive?
No. It's because it was the one she played me. My plants are well and alive. It was one plant that kept dying because of the location. It's not in the sun. It wasn't in the sun because it's not in the sun. It's in my marble fireplace.
Oh, that's great. Let's put it in the fireplace.
It's in my marble fireplace, so it doesn't get sun. And so after 2 weeks, it just naturally goes.
Only fire.
Wait, so it like resurrects every 2 weeks?
No, I said every 2 weeks you got to get rid of it and you get another one. But now I put something else there.
Okay.
My plants in the regular part of the living room with the sunlight are alive and well. So go F yourself, Cortnie.
Look, I am not one to talk. I do not have a green thumb. All of my plant life
telling me I'm killing plants. They are alive and well. Minus the one.
That one casualty
that I bought 3 times. But I now found something else to put in that place.
What'd you put there?
I bought this really cute. It's like a square box that has 3 candle holders with fake candles in it, and you can click on the light at night and stuff. It's really cute.
That's nice.
It's really cute.
Your apartment is really nice.
I couldn't find something to put there outside of the plant, and I was like, I hate this. Every 2 weeks I gotta get this effing plant at Trader Joe's. Yeah, it was
you
so
was really
ridiculous.
upset about it though. Like you was really trying hard to save that plant's life.
It refused. It refused
like,
to live.
I'm out.
I refuse to live. And then I forget that my apartment is really hot because the heat rises. And so my apartment gets really hot this time of year. And so they're extra thirsty. And I came the other day and my
parched.
big plant was just drooped so low. And I said, oh, this poor thing. I didn't realize I water them every week, but I guess it has to be twice a week now because it's hot. And so I had to water it and bring it. It came back to life though. It came back to life. Thank God. It did. It came back to life, but I was like, oh God. It looks so sad. The whole thing just drooped down. Yeah. Oh, bendito. It's all right. She's back.
Message here. No live things.
F you. Okay, babe. I can take care of plants in the winter time. No, we getting it together.
It's a seasonal
Just gotta
thing.
add more water. I got it.
Get a cactus.
A cactus.
I don't want a cactus. I will stab myself with a cactus. 100%.
If you
I would
kill
too.
a cactus off, damn.
They're hard to kill.
It'll hurt me.
See, I don't even know anything
I don't want
about
anything about it. I don't want anything to do with a cactus.
All you gotta do is put water on it.
I know, but what if like I trip and like I fall with? I just picture myself tripping and falling with my hand out, and then my hand just goes straight
like in
into
the
the
cartoons.
thing.
Yeah, like 50
pretty
million
much.
needles in your hands.
No, thank you. And then I gotta call you. You gotta come to me. You're the nurse. Like you gotta fix me. I can't drive. I'm just me crying. I'm not doing any of it. I'm not doing any of it. Anyway, sorry.
Man. That's funny.
Okay.
All right, I guess we should put people out of their misery.
People want to know about my plans? No, probably not.
Like we
They
did.
don't.
Like you
They
did for that
don't.
plant.
They wanted to know about my soap making class, and it was a success. I loved it. I made some weird ass soaps.
What kind of soap?
I made some weird stuff. I made one with like turmeric and curry.
So you kind of want to eat it.
No.
It wouldn't
I
taste
don't.
good. It wouldn't taste
I
good.
don't want to. But it's different.
But then,
supposedly it has anti-aging properties. I haven't fully used it.
So will you smell like Indian food after you wash with it?
Oh.
It didn't smell that. Okay, I need to have someone smell it. We'll report back to y'all next week. Yeah, I'll let you smell it at the house. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. I don't know. We just went. Okay. Anyway,
all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place this week.
Yeah, my bad.
It's all good.
Okay, so the affirmation for the week is my self-esteem is high because I honor who I am. Maybe it goes, maybe it doesn't. Just take it anyway. That's what I got. I don't want to keep looking.
I think it does go because it talks about self-esteem, and I think part of like our topic was feeling envious about looking at people on social media. So it's like if you have healthy, high self-esteem, you don't have to feel envious of other people. But I mean, it's like kind of impossible.
Give us some old. I want people to come and give us some old stories because I know we're all older and we're probably not doing all that messy stuff, but I'm sure we have. And so let me get some of that. I can't be the only one giving all the dirt in here.
Yeah. And if you have a messy story, you can send it to our IG, Instagram, DM at The Common Woman Podcast.
And just say, don't say my name. We don't have to give names.
Yeah, we
it's
don't have
all
to
good.
say anything. Yeah, because if you don't give your name, then we totally say your name. And you're out there for the world to hear and see. So if you prefer to send email, our email is thecommonwomanpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter page at Common Woman Pod. Please like the Twitter page because it's so sorry. It is so like weak. I got like 1 follower. Like it's so weak. I need to get the Twitter numbers up. So, show us some love. Thank you to everyone who has already showed us love. If you haven't yet done so, please go and subscribe to our YouTube page. And also subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to the podcast. Google, Stitcher, Google. Spotify is the other one.
I'm just as tipsy because I was sitting here like, Google. I kept saying Google because you kept saying Google. I couldn't get past it. I was like, Google.
Like, why won't she say Google?
Google. Something else.
We are a complete mess this episode. But it's episode 10, so we were really excited. We had a little bit more to drink. Or maybe this wine is just stronger than usual. I don't know what it is.
It's hot. I think it's hot.
Yeah, I feel like it makes you tipsy quicker.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed our 10th episode of the Common Woman Podcast. We'll see you next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.